Hey, how's it going, guys? This is KNasty3890 here with another MLB 16 The Show video. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. I did a Twitter poll last night because I'm going to be talking about a debate that's going on in MLB right now, kind of who is the best player right now. It's not even like who is the best young player, who is the best player. Both these guys are incredibly young. It's the Harper versus Trout debate. Now, I did do a poll on Twitter. I had about almost 150 people vote on it as of the time of this recording, and the percentage was about 65% in favor of Bryce Harper. 35% obviously goes towards Mike Trout, and I really don't have there's not really an incorrect answer on this either. I mean, both players are amazing. It's kind of like saying what is your favorite type of ice cream, vanilla or chocolate. Both are amazing on their own end, but we're going to compare the two, and I'll give you a reason why, which one I think at the end of the day is the better player. So we're going to do a quick search. Oops, I did not hit select on that. All right, so here we go. We got Trout and Harper. Now, I also want to know in the comments down below, who do you guys think is a better player and why? And you guys can obviously put down the reasons, what reasons you want to do, but I kind of want to see. I'll reply to you guys. I'll talk to you guys. Let's have some good debates down there, because like I said, there's really not a wrong answer. I'll give you the reasons why you can pick for both, and I'll tell you at the end why I will pick one or the other. First off, let's look at the two players. We're not going to look at their attributes. We're going to look at stats. We're going to look at stats from the last couple of years, mostly for Harper this past year. We're not going to be looking too much into 2016 because it's still so early in the year. It's April 26th today. It's been about not even 4 weeks of baseball. An incredibly small sample size. But let's take a look at Trout last year. So Trout last year hit 41 home runs. He played 159 games, which is a big thing. 299, so basically 300, 400 on-base percentage. So he walked about 10% of the time, and he struck out a good amount, 158 times. That did go down from last year to 184. That is a problem with Trout. He does strike out a lot. Did hit over 30 doubles. He didn't make an error last year, but I don't care about errors in defense, because in outfielders, if you get a bad read on a ball and you take a bad route to the ball and you don't catch it, but a good outfielder catches it, that's not an error. An error in an outfielder is if you if you drop it, or if you bobble a ball where a guy advances an extra base. So it's really easy to not get errors in for outfielders. His WAR last year was 9.71. 3 out of the 4 years he's been a full-time regular, he's had a WAR above 9, which is Hall of Fame level. Hall of Famers in their prime will get WARs above 9. There really hasn't been a guy since Mickey Mantle who's had WAR as high as Trout. Trout's ability to have defense and offense in his game. He used to have speed. Speed's definitely gone down the last couple of years, which it's nice to have speed as a bonus, but I'd rather have him have power than speed. So you see stolen bases gone from 49 to 33 to 16 to 11, but his home runs have gone up every year except one, 30 to 27, 36, and 41. So there are some definitely good things with Trout. If you look at his games played 157 or more in 3 straight years, that's incredibly impressive because he does play the field. He obviously DHs every once in a while, but you still get that game. Now, Harper can't play DH, but he can pinch hit, and if you pinch hit, that does count as a game. As you can see, Harper last year, 42 home runs. Ridiculous. 42. No, Trout had, I believe, 41. Only one more than Harper. Or than Trout, excuse me. But he did hit 330. So that's 31 points higher. His on-base percentage was 460. That was 60 points higher. So in his on-base plus slugging was 1.1. He drew 124 walks, only struck out 131 times. Now, 131 is still a good amount of strikeouts. Compared to Harper, Trout, that's not as much. And I don't have a problem with guys striking out because I do want guys to work walks. I think walks are incredibly important. To get walks, you're going to strike out because you're going to be working counts. Strikeouts will happen. You don't want a guy striking out 200 times who doesn't hit. There is a skill putting the bat on the ball, but striking out every once in a while is okay. Now, if we go a little bit further, we're going to look at his WAR was 7.85. That has to do with the fact that his fielding is not as good as Trout's. Now, I don't even care about the errors. Like I said, if you make a good route to a ball and you make a diving effort, a really hard effort, but you get to a ball that other players won't when it goes off your glove, could be an error. So just keep that in mind. Now, his natural position is technically outfield, but he grew up as a catcher. So he's only been playing outfield for about 5 or 6 years. In the minors and majors, and while Trout's been an outfielder his whole life. Now, if you also look, he did have some stolen bases, 6, but that's not really part of his game. He's mostly a power guy now. But look at his games played. his rookie year, he did get called. He was called up in April. He played 139 games, which is really good. And then next year he played 118, and then he played 100 in 2014. But then last year he played 153. Now there's a saying that's called availability is an ability. And what I mean by that is that if you are not on the field, why does it matter what you do when you're on the field? If you only play 100 games and you just don't hit, and you're really good when you play, but you missed a third of the year, what does it mean? I mean, it's nice that you're good for 2/3 of the year, but for a third of the year, you just don't play. Last year, that changed. If you play 150 or more games, that's fine. There's 162. You missed 12. You miss maybe a game every other week for just like a mental health day or whatever. So he did play a really good, had an amazing year last year. Now, and if you take a look at some of their stats or their attributes, you can tell Trout has a better speed, fielding, reaction. Harper has a better arm. That part has to do with him being a catcher. Vision definitely goes to Harper because of his eye, which I think is an incredibly important thing. Teams want guys to have around a 10% walk rate. We walk 10% of the time. Harper walked 19% last year. I mean, look at his prior 3 years: 9.38, 12.127, 9.62, right around the 10%. Very happy with that. 13 for his career, which is great. Look at Trout's walk rate. Let's go all the way down here. 10.49, 15.36, 11.77, and 13.5. So his career is 12.55. Now his strikeout rate is a little higher. He does strike out a lot, which is one thing I want him to work on. There's a thing I don't like about Trout. He does strike out a lot. I kind of wish that would go down. Like I said, I don't have a problem with people striking out, but 184 is a lot. And especially when you do have, the ability. He's a great base runner too. Get on base. If you can get a stolen base or two, that's great. But just striking out that much, 184 is a lot. 150 is still a lot. The 130 is okay. That's right around where Harper's at. So it really comes down to a couple things. Do you want Trout's ability to play games? You can see he's played 157 or more 3 straight years. His better fielding. Not as much. Power is basically the same. Not as much of a guy who hits for average, and not as much as a walk rate. So basically, do you want defense, games played, same power, a little less contact, and on base? Or do you want more on base, more average, worse fielding? Durability is an issue. Last year was his first year in 4. They had a full year, that I like to say. And after a lot of debate, because I love Trout, I love the fact that he can play defense, he can hit for power, hit for average. Still, he's a 300 hitter. That's still great. But Harper hit 330 last year. After thinking about it, and I've gone back and forth a bunch, I am going with Harper because of that walk rate of 19% last year. Just ridiculous. I think he'll play more. He does play with a reckless abandon, kind of like a Dustin Pedroia, where they'll dive headfirst and jam a thumb, or slide and injure their knee, or he ran into an outfield wall and got injured. That stuff, I hope over time he plays a little less reckless, especially on defense. Save his body, because if you don't play, it doesn't matter. But his walk rate, he can hit for a higher average, get on base. The on-base percentage is great. It's the closest thing that we've had since Bonds for getting on base. Bonds walked 200 times in a year once and hit, I think, 35, 40 home runs. Harper could maybe not walk 200 times. He might get 150 walks this year and still hit 40 home runs, which is ridiculous. So that's why I'm going with Harper. But I do want to know in the comments down below, what do you guys think is the best player in baseball right now? Like I said, it's not a wrong answer. If you say Trout, I'm not going to say you're an idiot. If you say Harper, I'm not going to say you're right, because there's really not a right or a wrong answer. There's just different things that you look for in a player. I'm going with Harper. What do you guys think? I'll respond to you guys. Hopefully we can have a nice little debate if there's any difference of opinions in the comment section, like a civilized debate. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Later.